You think you know your family? Think again. This story starts with a hidden camera and ends with a life in ruins. It's a reminder that sometimes the people who share your blood are the ones who want to see you bleed the most. My name is Cassidy. My husband, Gabe, is the classic definition of a mommy's boy with a massive bank account. For the last 6 months, he became a saint. Flowers for no reason. Breakfast in bed. Any other woman would be happy, but me? I smelled rot. Gabe doesn't do kindness for free. He always buys his forgiveness in advance. I decided he was cheating with our new neighbor. And I decided to catch him so hard that after the divorce, he wouldn't even have enough left for a bus ticket. I bought a baby monitor. The expensive kind, with motion sensors and night vision. I didn't hide it in the bedroom, that's too cliché. I put it in the garage, right above his vintage Porsche. Gabe spends his guy nights there every weekend. Last Saturday, I told him I was staying at my sister's overnight. I checked into a cheap motel across the street, opened the app on my phone, and got ready to record his downfall. At the 12-minute mark, a woman entered the garage. But it wasn't the neighbor. It was my mother. My own mother, who always called Gabe the best choice I ever made. I watched them hug. I saw them laughing, and then I watched Gabe hand her a thick envelope. She doesn't suspect anything? My mom asked. No, Gabe replied. She thinks I'm just a rich idiot. Just make sure the assets are moved before she files for divorce. I sat in that motel room and felt the world collapse. My mother was helping my husband rob me blind. But then, something happened that I didn't expect. My mom opened the envelope. But it wasn't money. It was photos. The exact photos I took 3 years ago, when Gabe was in a coma after his accident. Photos of me helping his father rewrite the will in my favor. Gabe looked at my mother and said, "You thought I was paying you for your silence? No, Rita. I'm paying you to bring me the original copy of that will. Because Cassidy thinks she's the only snake in this house." I snapped. I jumped in my car, raced home, and burst into the garage, screaming that I'd destroy them both. Gabe didn't even flinch. He just held up his phone. "Got it?" he asked. Out of the shadows stepped my sister. The one I was supposed to be visiting. She was holding a professional camera. It turns out the whole thing, the monitor, my mom's visit, was a setup. Gabe didn't need me to cheat. He needed me to confess to forging his father's will. And I just screamed it at the top of my lungs, live on camera for his lawyers. Now I'm sitting in an empty apartment. Gabe took everything. My mom got her cut for playing her part. My sister bought a new house. And me? I realized there were no victims in this family. Only predators. And I just happened to be the hungriest and the stupidest. Gabe sent me one last text. "Thanks for the baby monitor, Cassidy." The picture quality was amazing. Cassidy tried to play God, and she ended up in hell. Who was the worst person in this story? The wife, the husband, or the mother? Let's argue in the comments. Subscribe, because tomorrow's story is even darker.